Beto O'Rourke is desperately trying to reboot his campaign after bottoming out in the polls, but it's not going so well. After bombing on The View this week and apologizing for his privilege, Beto decided to get back to his roots. Remember when he live streamed his trip to the dentist? Well, lucky for us, Beto is back with another bizarre video. Check it out.
We're cutting out some of this ear hair that you get when you get older. It grows out of your ears, and if you don't get it cut, it can be nasty.
You're right. There are things that I have been privileged to do in my life that others cannot.
Would you say those are mistakes? Being on the cover of Vanity Fair?
Yeah, so make
it looks elitist? What?
I think it reinforces that perception of privilege.
Why did you list yourself as an American Indian on this Texas bar application?
So this was about 30 years ago, and I am not a tribal citizen. Tribes and only tribes determine citizenship. When I was growing up in Oklahoma, I learned about my family the same way most people do. My brothers and I learned from our mom and our dad and our brothers and our sisters, and those were our family stories. But that said, there really is an important distinction of tribal citizenship. I am not a member of a tribe, and I have apologized for not being more sensitive to that distinction. It's an important distinction. We got serious problems.
I see you talk about reparations as well.
Yeah.
So what, your family told you were Native American?
Yeah.
Charlamagne tells me I'm Dominican, but I don't believe him.
You are. How long did you hold on to that? Because there was some report that said you were Native American on your Texas bar license and that you said you were Native American on some documents when you were a professor at Harvard. Yeah. Like, why'd you do that?
So it's what I believe. You know, that's, like I said, it's what I learned from my family.
When did you find out you weren't?
Well, you know, I'm not a person of color. I'm not a citizen of a tribe. And tribal citizenship is an important distinction and not something I am. So.
Were there any benefits to that?
No. Boston Globe did a full investigation. It never affected, nothing about my family ever affected any job I ever got.
You didn't get a discount in college? No.
You kind of like the original Rachel Dolezal a little bit. Rachel Dolezal was a white woman pretending to be black.
No, this is what I learned from my family.
Yeah.
Upon being elected, I will give the United States Congress 100 days to get their act together and have the courage to pass reasonable gun safety laws. And if they fail to do it, then I will take executive action. And specifically what I will do is put in place a requirement that for anyone who sells more than 5 guns a year, they are required to do background checks when they sell those guns. I will require that for any gun dealer that breaks the law, the ATF take their license.
I'm the boss.
How about that? 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 Catch me outside. How about that?
I am told this is a garbage disposal. I've never seen a garbage disposal. I never had one in any place I've ever lived. It is terrifying. I don't know what to use it for or what its purpose is. Like food scraps? Like, is this environmentally sound? I don't know.
So that's really how you do it right. That is such a core component of the Green New Deal, is having all of these projects make sense in a cultural context. And it's an area that we get the most pushback on, because people say, like, why do you need to do that? That's too hard. But when you really think about it, when someone says that it's too hard to do a green space that grows yucca instead of, I don't know, cauliflower or something, what you're doing is that you're taking a colonial approach to environmentalism. And that is why a lot of communities of color get resistant to certain environmentalist movements, because they come with a colonial lens on them. And it should be no surprise that that sometimes a lot of these projects don't work out occasionally, because our communities are naturally in tune to live in an environmentally conscious way. You know, a lot of us are 1 or 2 generations removed from living off the land. My family in Puerto Rico, in many ways, lives off the land. But if I went to a predominantly white community and said, okay, you guys are gonna be growing plantains and yucca and all these things that you don't know how to cook, and that your palate isn't accustomed to, it's gonna be like cute for a little bit, but it's not easy. You need to make it as easy as possible to kind of just flow into these communities and to make it work. Do it, I'm the boss. How about that?
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 Catch me outside. How about that?
This is CNN, home of fake news.
Also, the Alfred E. Newman bit that President Trump keeps doing, trying to compare Pete Buttigieg to a fictional Mad Magazine cartoon character from 1956 with a gap tooth, only underscores that the president's stockpile of fossilized nickname nuggets seems to be running as low as his credit line with anyone other than Deutsche Bank. Soon, he's going to be making references to, like, Doris Day, who just passed away, or I don't know, Beetle Bailey. By the way, here's how blind President Trump's devotion is to Fox News. He thought it would be a good idea to appear on a Fox weekend show airing last night opposite the Game of Thrones finale. And no, it actually wasn't the president's Islamophobe in arms, Judge Jeanine Pirro, but don't worry, she was still on air this weekend doing her best impression of that Amtrak seatmate you just cannot get away from.
Grab your popcorn, Junior Mints, or whatever makes you happy. The real show is about to begin. This will be true reality TV. No scripts, no rehearsals, just a gang of criminals pointing fingers at each other to save their own hides. A version of true crime and the reality show Survivor.
Wow, who wrote that?
Thank you. Well, I guess you look at what I've done. And that is that I am someone that runs in a purple state. It is a state that when I first started running for office, the other senator was Republican, the governor was Republican, and 3 of our 4 constitutional officers were Republican. And then I started running. And every single time I have run, I have won every single congressional district in my state, including Michelle Bachmann's, okay? It's when you guys are supposed to cheer, okay?
Please clap.
Avenatti facing multiple federal charges and a maximum of 400 years in prison. And we can't forget about the liberal media looking like fools after putting Avenatti on TV 254 times in the year leading up to all this. Here's a quick look back.
He's Donald Trump's worst nightmare. Michael Avenatti.
Joining us once again is Michael Avenatti.
Let's bring in Michael Avenatti.
Michael Avenatti. Michael Avenatti.
Michael Avenatti, thank you very much.
He's out there saving the country.
Don Meacham says he may be the savior of the republic.
You are something of a folk hero now.
I owe Michael Avenatti an apology. I've been saying enough already, Michael. I've seen you everywhere. What do you have left to say? I was wrong, brother. You have a lot to say.
We think you guys are the tip of the spear that's going to take down Donald Trump.
Man, boot edge. Boot edge. They say edge. He's got a great chance, doesn't he? He'll be great. Representing us against President Xi of China. That'll be great. I want to be in that room. I want to watch that one.
The Dems are screwed. They need to find their own Trump, not their own marbled slab of termite-infested driftwood. Is that a little harsh? Anyway, de Blasio running for president? Can you believe it?
Can't believe it. I just heard that the worst mayor in the history of New York City, and without question, the worst mayor in the United States, is now running for president. It's just not going to happen. If you like high taxes and if you like crime, you could vote for him. But most people aren't into that. Really, it'd be better off if you got back to New York City and did your job for the little time you have left.
I don't care what you say, he is America's heckler. But boy, is de Blasio hated. Everyone despises him. Cabbies, cops, lefties, righties. Here's how the average New Yorker greeted him as he announced his run. Oh, man, they treated Anthony Weiner better, and he's a sex offender.
It's good to be out. I hope to get back to my family and make up for some lost time.
Do you feel like you've learned any lessons? Do you feel like you're a new man?
Look, I feel like I am glad to be getting back to my family. I hope to be able to live a life of integrity and service, and I'm glad this chapter of my life is behind me.
And what does that mean?
Take care now.
Future?